Hello, everybody. Welcome to my presentation on a Spider-Man augmented reality by myself, Jake Garman. Now, for those who don't know what an augmented reality is, it's something that's enhanced by the real world by overlaying digital information. Like, for example, like imagine seeing something in front of you, but on a camera. It's almost like a virtual reality in a way, but completely different. So, yeah, let's get on into this. Mainly, we'll be talking about the prototypes, as you will see. Now, introduction, I already said my name and what I'm going to be doing exactly. Now, for the purpose of this augmented reality, we are going to be doing it to mainly advertise the new Spider Man brand new day coming out next year, next summer, July 31st, 2026. Now, I used the wrong picture here. That's VR right there, but in all fairness, you can put that on and you will still see, it will still be an AR reality, augmented reality right there. You know, we're going to be doing an example of the storytelling and the technology combined, because that's like been a big part of this course. You're not just, doing an augmented reality with technology. You're also doing it with storytelling. Again, you're combining the two elements, which can be very nicely put together if done right. Now, the prototype demonstration, this is an example of how it's been and what we want it to look like. Now, one is a picture concept like right here, the suit, now when we do this, you can get many suit choices, kind of like not necessarily not augmented reality related, but for those who have played both Spider-Man games on PlayStation, Spider-Man 1 and 2, you get a lot of suit choices. So we want to take that. We want to at least take inspiration from the PlayStation series, Insomniac, and at least give you many suit options from many different Spider-Man verses, and you'll go from there. And then here's a video example. This is not a video that we made. This footage does not belong to us, but this is like an idea of what we want. Miles Morales too. As you saw from there, and as I will be talking about the controls later on, and as we go on in this presentation, yeah, you want to make sure your surface is flat. That way you can press the button and then boom, Spider-Man is right there. You can then continue on with the story, progression, and then get rewards for, seeing a sneak peek of the new movie coming out next year or behind the scenes footage or just any piece of trivia. The video, make sure you're on a flat surface somewhere and certain angles are lining up. And while that was Miles Morales, we want to do it with the Peter Parker Spider-Man, the one that more people are familiar with. But side note, check out Miles Morales if you haven't. Great stuff, great story. But yeah, that video clip, that's what you can expect. Now, technology integration. Try not to get distracted by the dancing Spider-Man here, but I thought it was a perfect example. Now, the technologies used aren't just all AR; they are also 3D effects. It's all basically a big part of 3D. Imagine because again, the 3D models are right in front of you, or you would think they're in front of you, but again, you're playing a game. But yeah, you can combine mine and get all of this started by making sure you are posting the multiple dice on a flat surface, like I just said, like the ground, for example. No crap, really, but yeah, no. And then you go from there. Basically, marker based tracking, like it will your marker will give you a recommendation on where to go. After that, then you can start with the story and progress from there. And just enjoying the experience, the advertisement, all that stuff. Now, the design progress. Now, for the design, when it comes to Spider Man himself, we want him to look like this. I know I said there's many costume options, but this will be the standard default outfit. Every game like has one, so this will be the outfit we start him off with, and you can unlock outfits as you go along. But yes, he will start off like this, very similar to the comics. The suit's going to be very vibrant and colorful. The red, the blue. It's going to be very eye popping and exactly what Spider-Man should be. And again, like we mentioned earlier, as for the movements, that depends on how you're moving your phone and what angles you are pointing it toward, like with the camera and everything. Now, here's where things get a little serious, and one thing that people don't think about when it comes to technology, or more people should be. That will be the risk, like your data getting leaked potentially and hacked into, but talk about ways we can avoid that. A lot of this comes with the risk, as we just said. So one way is ExpressVPN. It offers online privacy and security. No one can hack into your device or breach your data. Many content creators on YouTube have made this a sponsor in their videos. So, you can definitely check them out for more information there, but you can get your data protected and private and you will be just fine. Now, as for data security, the AR app, it will be like a facial ID. Like, how you can now unlock your phone or any device by using facial ID. Well, you can also have it strictly set to where it only opens for your face, nobody else's. So again, you can do facial ID, specialize as long as it's your face only, and make sure that you sign an agreement that that just know that these are the risks, but they will protect you as long as you have facial ID strictly set for that. Now, the user experience. Before releasing the AR, we want to release a demo and get user feedback. So, we want to see, this is how most, people who create games, start off. They'll release a demo. People will, give their thoughts, like their early thoughts so far, like what they're taking in, and then that will allow the developers, the designers, the creators, the writers, and the creator of the whole game to take all that feedback in, consider what they can change, what they can patch up before the final release date, before fans get the full release. So yeah, we're going to take in the feedback, see what fans like, what they would like to see, and what we can do better. And as for the conclusion, a successful blend of storytelling and AR, lessons learned from about UX and emerging tech, how we can emerge, the storytelling and this side of technology, this augmented reality technology. And then, of course, at the end of this whole advertising experiment and game, Spider-Man's going to come end it with, with great power comes great responsibility, which, yeah, we totally haven't heard that 1,000 times in every Spider-Man universe. But yeah, no, that's our concept. That's the kind of plan we have. Thank you guys very much for watching. Take care.